The boardroom on the 42nd floor of Sterling Tech Tower went dead silent. Glass walls, marble floors, downtown Chicago glittering below like scattered diamonds. Victor Kane stood at the head of the conference table, $5,000 suit, gold Patek Philippe catching the light, eyes like frozen steel. He slammed his laptop shut so hard the sound cracked through the room like a gunshot. "Peek at my screen again, and you're fired." The maintenance worker looked up from the projector he was fixing. Early 30s, wrinkled navy work shirt with "Building Services" stitched on the pocket, exhaustion written in the lines around his eyes. But those eyes, they didn't drop. Didn't panic. Didn't apologize. He stood slowly, toolbox in hand, and spoke with a calm that made the entire room hold its breath. "Mr. Kane, if I wanted to see your secrets, this company would have already collapsed." Everyone froze. Meet Devin Rivers. Devin Rivers, 34 years old. Building maintenance contractor at Sterling Tech, $32,000 a year. Lowest paid person in the building. His wife Shanice died 4 years ago. Brain aneurysm. One moment she was laughing at the breakfast table, the next moment she was gone. Their daughter Maya was only 4 years old. Now she's 8, living in a 2-bedroom apartment in Southside Chicago, asking questions Devin doesn't always know how to answer. Every morning, same routine. Wake up at 5:30 a.m. Make Maya's lunch. Drop her at his mother's house on the way to work because he can't afford before-school care. Arrive at Sterling Tech by 7 a.m. Fix leaking pipes. Replace fluorescent lights. Unclog toilets on the executive floor. Pick up Maya by 6 p.m. Homework. Dinner. Bedtime story. Sleep. Repeat. Nobody at Sterling Tech knew his name. They called him maintenance guy or the janitor even though he wasn't a janitor. He fixed the HVAC systems, repaired network closets, kept the building running. The invisible man in the service elevator. But Devin Rivers wasn't always invisible. 6 years ago, he was someone else entirely. Lead cybersecurity engineer at Horizon Defense Systems. Government contracts. Classified networks. 6-figure salary. Built intrusion detection systems that protected infrastructure across 12 states. Had a reputation in his field. Tech conferences. Speaking engagements. The whole future ahead of him. Then he found it. A backdoor in the system. Someone on the inside had built a tunnel straight into classified data. Not a hack from outside. An inside job. Devin reported it to his director. Showed him the evidence. The access logs. The timestamps. Everything. Within a week, they turned on him. Said he created the vulnerability himself. That he was trying to cover his tracks. Internal investigation. Federal inquiry. They made him the scapegoat. Fired him. Blacklisted him. Told every defense contractor in the country that Devin Rivers was a security risk. His reputation died overnight. When Shanice died 6 months later, Devin had nothing. No job. No credibility. No way to fight back. Just a 4-year-old daughter who needed him to hold it together. So he stopped fighting. Took the first job he could find. Building maintenance. Low profile. No questions asked. Just a paycheck and hours that let him be there for Maya. That was 4 years ago. Now he was the invisible man. And invisible was safe. Invisible meant nobody looked too close. Nobody asked questions. Nobody expected anything except that the AC worked and the toilets flushed. Until today. Now meet Victor Kane. 40 years old. Founder and CEO of Sterling Tech, self-made billionaire. $3.2 billion net worth according to Forbes. Started the company in a garage 12 years ago. Now it was a tech empire. Cloud computing. Enterprise software. Government contracts worth hundreds of millions. Sharp dresser. Sharper tongue. He fired people before breakfast. Made grown executives cry. Built his empire on ruthlessness. Everyone called him a visionary. Nobody called him kind. But there was a reason. 9 years ago, Victor had a business partner. Raymond Lee. His college roommate. Best man at his wedding. Co-founder of Sterling Tech. They built it together, split ownership 50-50, trusted each other completely. Until Raymond sold him out. Sold client data to competitors. Stole proprietary code. Handed it over to the highest bidder. Nearly destroyed Sterling Tech before it even got off the ground. The company barely survived. Victor had to rebuild from ashes. Raymond walked away with $40 million and a non-disclosure agreement that kept him out of prison. Since then, Victor trusted no one. Especially no one with system access. No one who could see behind the curtain. No one who could peek at screens showing acquisition plans worth billions. Sterling Tech was in merger talks now. Buying out Titan Core Systems. $2.8 billion deal. Finalize it, and Victor would be the dominant player in enterprise cloud infrastructure for the next decade. Confidential documents. Classified terms. One leak, and the whole deal would collapse. Everyone in the company walked on eggshells. Don't talk about the merger. Don't leave documents visible. Don't let anyone unauthorized see anything. Victor's paranoia was company policy. Devin showed up every morning at 7 a.m. Fixed things quietly. Most people didn't even see him. They'd put in work orders online. Third floor bathroom sink leaking. Conference room a projector not working. Devin would show up, fix it, leave. Ghost in the machine. His daughter called him every night at 8 p.m. Her face on his phone screen, gap-toothed smile, braids done up with purple beads. Daddy, did you eat today? Yeah, baby. I ate. Did you take your medicine? Devin had high blood pressure. Stress. Doctor said he needed to relax. He laughed every time. How do you relax when you're raising a daughter alone on $32,000 a year in Chicago? I took it, Maya. I promise. His co-workers joked about it sometimes. Carlos from facilities, heavyset guy with a thick Chicago accent, man, you let your 8-year-old boss you around. Devin smiled. She's the only boss I listen to. Then came the elevator incident. Devin stepped into the executive elevator, arms full of cable spools. Victor Kane was already inside with 3 senior VPs, tailored suits. Expensive watches. The smell of cologne that costs more than Devin's rent. One VP whispered, loud enough for everyone to hear, careful. He's got access to the server room. Sees everything. Victor's voice cut through the space. Cold. Sharp. People in his position shouldn't see more than they need to. Devin kept his eyes down. Said nothing. Got off at the next floor. That night, a new security analyst named Jordan mentioned something over coffee in the break room. Young kid, fresh out of college, still excited about working at Sterling Tech. Yo, you know the network security system we use? The one that keeps us from getting hacked. His buddy shook his head. Devin built it. Who's Devin? Maintenance guy. The quiet dude who fixes stuff. He's not just maintenance. He rebuilt our entire back-end security infrastructure when he started here. I saw his signature in the code comments. Dude's a genius. But he took the maintenance job because he needed flexible hours for his kid. The other guy paused. Wait. He built our security? Why is he fixing toilets? Jordan shrugged. I don't know, man. But nobody here knows who he really is. Devin never told anyone. Never corrected them. Never defended himself. He learned the hard way. Speaking up gets you destroyed. Staying quiet keeps you alive. But staying quiet wouldn't be an option anymore. Because in 3 days, Victor Kane would call an emergency board meeting. And Devin would be the only one who could fix the projector. 3 days later. Emergency board meeting. Top floor. Executive conference room reserved for board members and C-suite only. The projector died 20 minutes before the presentation. The presentation that would decide whether the Titan Core merger moved forward or collapsed. Victor's entire future on one PowerPoint deck. Someone called maintenance. Devin answered. He grabbed his toolkit, took the service elevator up, knocked on the glass door. Victor barely glanced at him. Fix it. Fast. Devin knelt by the projector. Checked cables. Swapped ports. The screen stayed black. 18 minutes until the board arrived. 17. 16. Victor stood at the head of the table, arms crossed. Silent pressure filled the room like water rising. Devin swapped the HDMI cable. Reset the system. Suddenly the screen flickered on. 3 seconds. That's all it was. But in those 3 seconds, the merger term sheet appeared. Acquisition price. $2.8 billion. Strategic clauses. Confidential figures that could move markets. Devin's eyes swept the screen. Not reading. Just checking if the display was working. Victor saw it. Saw Devin's eyes on his secrets. He slammed the laptop shut. The sound cracked through the room like breaking glass. Peek at my screen again, and you're fired. His voice was ice. Pure. Cold. Final. A few executives smirked. One whispered to another, maintenance guys. Always too curious. Devin's jaw tightened. His face went hot. But he didn't look away. Didn't apologize. Didn't panic. He stood up slowly. Looked directly at Victor Kane. And spoke. Calm. Steady. Devastating. Mr. Kane, if I wanted to see your secrets, this company would have already collapsed. The room fell silent. Dead silent. One VP leaned forward. What does that mean? Victor stared at Devin. His jaw tight. His mind racing. That sentence. Those words. They triggered something deep inside him. Something he thought he'd buried. Years ago, Raymond Lee sat in every meeting. Had access to everything. Knew every strategy. Smiled in Victor's face while selling him out behind his back. Victor's paranoia wasn't paranoia. It was survival. Now this maintenance worker just said he could destroy the company anytime. Was it a threat? A confession? Or something else entirely? Victor's voice came out quiet. Too quiet. Everyone out. Now. The executives looked at each other, confused. But they left. The door closed. Just Victor and Devin. Alone. Victor walked toward him. Stopped 3 feet away. Eyes locked. Explain that sentence. Right now. Devin didn't flinch. He pulled out his phone. Opened a file. Showed Victor the screen. 4 weeks ago, I detected unusual login attempts on the system. 23 attempts. Someone trying to access the Titan Core merger folder. From outside the office. Outside normal hours. Victor's eyes widened. What? Devin continued. I blocked them. Set up a sandbox. Created decoy files. Then I tracked who was trying to download the real documents. Victor's voice cracked. Why didn't you report this? Devin looked down. Then back up. Because I've been wrong before. The words hung in the air. At my last job, I found a security breach. I reported it. They said I created it. That I was the threat. They destroyed my career. My reputation. Everything. He paused. Breathed. I didn't want to accuse someone unless I was absolutely certain. I didn't want to ruin someone's life based on suspicion. Victor felt something crack in his chest. This man. This invisible maintenance worker. He understood Victor's fear because he lived it. Victor steadied his voice. Who is it? Devin hesitated. I think you need to see it yourself. He pulled up a dashboard. Real-time access logs. IP addresses. Device IDs. Timestamps. Victor leaned in. Read the screen. His face went pale. The account name appeared clearly. Vanessa Chen. Chief Strategy Officer. Victor's most trusted executive. The woman he promoted 3 years ago. The person who sat in every confidential meeting. The person who knew everything. The person he thought would never betray him. Victor's hands trembled. No. She wouldn't. Devin said nothing. Just showed the data. 23 unauthorized access attempts. All from the same account. All targeting merger files. All from her personal laptop. From her home. Victor stepped back. His voice barely a whisper. Why would she do this? Devin closed his phone. Looked at Victor with something that wasn't pity. Just understanding. I don't know. But I know what it feels like to be accused. To have your life destroyed over something you didn't do. That's why I waited. I wanted proof. Not suspicion. Victor looked at him. Really looked at him. For the first time. This wasn't just a maintenance worker. This was someone who had been where Victor was. Someone who knew betrayal. Someone who chose to protect instead of destroy. Victor sat down. Exhaled slowly. What do we do now? Devin sat across from him. We set a trap. That night, Victor and Devin worked alone. Small conference room. Dim lights. Just the two of them and a laptop. Devin built the trap carefully. Created a fake merger document. Made it look real. Detailed terms. Pricing structures. Timelines. But every page had invisible trackers. Digital fingerprints. The moment someone opened it, downloaded it, or forwarded it, they'd know. He uploaded it to the secure folder. Labeled it, Titan Core Final Terms, Confidential. Then they waited. Victor sat across from Devin. Silent. Fingers tapping the table. You okay? Devin asked. Victor laughed. Cold. Bitter. No. I'm about to find out if my chief strategy officer has been selling me out. Devin nodded. Said nothing. Just understood. Hours passed. 10 p.m. 11 p.m. Midnight. Devin's phone buzzed. Maya's goodnight text. Love you, Daddy. Sleep tight. He smiled. Typed back. Love you too, sweetheart. Victor watched him. How old is she? 8. Does she know what you do? Devin shrugged. She knows I fix things. That's enough for her. Victor looked away. My father was never home. Built a business. Missed my childhood. I swore I'd never be like him. He paused. But look at me. Working at midnight. Trusting no one. Exactly like him. Devin's voice was quiet. You're here because someone hurt you. He was probably just selfish. There's a difference. Victor looked at him. Really looked. No one had ever said that to him before. Suddenly, Devin's laptop beeped. His eyes snapped to the screen. She's in. Victor stood fast. Leaned over Devin's shoulder. The dashboard showed real-time activity. Account, Vanessa Chen IP address, residential device, personal laptop time, 12:43 a.m. The fake file was being opened. Page by page. Someone was reading it carefully. Then the download icon appeared. Someone was saving it. Copying it to an external drive. Victor's face went white. No. No, no, no. Devin's fingers flew across the keyboard. I'm capturing everything. Screen activity. Keystrokes. The whole session. 3 minutes later, the activity stopped. The user logged out. Victor sank into his chair. Hands covering his face. It's really her. Devin saved all the evidence. Timestamped. Encrypted. Undeniable. What do you want to do? He asked quietly. Victor's voice was steel. We confront her. Tomorrow. With legal present. Devin hesitated. Before we do that, can I tell you something? Victor looked up. What? Devin took a breath. At my old job, when I reported that security flaw, they had no proof I created it. Just suspicion. But suspicion was enough. They destroyed me. Told every company in the industry I was a risk. His voice shook slightly. I couldn't get hired anywhere. When my wife died, I had nothing. No job. No reputation. Just a daughter who needed me. He looked at Victor directly. That's why I didn't report the breach immediately. I know what it's like to be accused. To have your whole life destroyed because someone suspected you. Victor's voice was barely a whisper. But you were innocent. Yes. And maybe Vanessa has a reason too. I'm not saying she's right. I'm saying before we destroy her, we should at least ask why. Victor sat back. Closed his eyes. You're too kind for this world. No. I'm just careful. Because I know what happens when we're not. The next evening, they set the meeting. Victor's private conference room. Victor. Legal team. Devin. And Vanessa Chen. Vanessa walked in smiling. Sharp blazer. Confident stride. Victor's right hand for 5 years. You needed to see me? Victor gestured to a chair. Sit down, Vanessa. She Saturday. Her smile fading. Something was wrong. Victor slid a folder across the table. 23 unauthorized access attempts. All from your account. All targeting confidential merger files. Vanessa's face went pale. Then red. Then defensive. That's impossible. Someone must have stolen my login. Devin spoke up. Calm. The access came from your personal laptop. From your home IP address. At times when you were definitely not in the office. Vanessa's eyes snapped to him. Who the hell are you? Maintenance, Devin said simply. Victor leaned forward. Last night, you downloaded a fake file we created. We have screen captures. Keystroke logs. Everything. Devin played the video. Screen recording. Vanessa's desktop. Her opening the file. Reading it. Saving it to a USB drive. Timestamp. IP address. Everything matched. Vanessa stared at the screen. Her face crumbling. Then she exploded. You never trusted me, Victor. Never. I gave you 5 years of my life, and you still treated me like I was nothing. Victor's voice cracked. I trusted you with everything. No. Vanessa stood up, shaking. You trusted no one. You locked everyone out. Kept secrets from your own team. I had to protect myself. If this merger fell through, you'd blame me. Fire me just like you fired everyone else. So you sold us out. Victor's voice was breaking. To who? Vanessa looked away. Silent. Victor stood. Tears in his eyes. I trusted you more than anyone. And you were the one I should have feared. He pointed at Devin. Not him. He protected us. You destroyed us. Vanessa's lawyer stepped forward. Started talking about processes. Due diligence. But then Vanessa's phone buzzed on the table. A text message. The screen lit up. Devin saw it first. His eyes widened. Mr. Kane. You need to see this. The text read, Did you get the files? We need them by Friday. I'll. Victor picked up the phone. Stared at the initials. I'll. Raymond Lee. His former best friend. The partner who betrayed him 9 years ago. Victor's voice was hollow. Raymond? You've been working with Raymond? Vanessa's face collapsed completely. He reached out 6 months ago. Said he was building a competitor. Said if I helped him, I'd be CFO. I'd finally be valued. She was crying now. You never saw me, Victor. I worked 80-hour weeks. Built your strategy. Won you clients. And you never once said thank you. Never once promoted me to the board. Raymond saw me. He valued me. Victor's hands were shaking. So you handed him everything? Our plans? Our clients? Everything I built. Everything we built. Vanessa shouted. But you act like it's all yours. The room went silent. Devin stood up quietly. Mr. Kane. Can I talk to you outside? In the hallway, Victor leaned against the wall. Breathing hard. I was right to trust no one. Devin shook his head. No. You were right to be careful. There's a difference. Victor looked at him. How do you stay calm? After everything that happened to you? Devin thought about Maya. Her little voice. Daddy, why are you shouting? Because anger destroys you faster than it destroys them. And I have a daughter watching me. I want her to see a man who stays calm even when the world isn't fair. Victor wiped his eyes. Nodded. Thank you. For protecting us. For protecting me. Devin smiled. Small. Genuine. That's the job. But both of them knew it was more than a job now. The news spread fast. Vanessa Chen suspended. Federal investigation launched. Raymond Lee subpoenaed. But something else spread faster. The maintenance guy saved us. That quiet single dad. He caught the leak. He's not just maintenance. He's the one who built our security system. People started seeing Devin differently. In hallways. In the cafeteria. In meetings. They nodded. Said hello. Actually remembered his name. 1 week later, Victor called Devin to his office. Not the conference room. His private office. Devin knocked. Walked in. Victor was standing by the window, looking out at Chicago. Sit down, Devin. Devin Saturday. Victor turned around. His face was different. Softer. Tired. But real. I owe you an apology. For what I said in that meeting. Peek again and you're fired. That was cruel and wrong. Devin shook his head. You were scared. I get it. No. Victor's voice was firm. Fear doesn't excuse cruelty. I've been so afraid of being betrayed again that I became the kind of person I hate. The kind of boss who humiliates people in public. He sat down across from Devin. You had every reason to snap back at me. To embarrass me. But you stayed calm. Devin pulled out his phone. Showed Victor a photo. Maya smiling, missing her 2 front teeth. She asks me questions. Daddy, why are you shouting? Daddy, why are you sad? I don't want her growing up thinking that power means you get to yell at people. Even when those people are yelling at you. Victor stared at the photo. His eyes welling up. I don't want to be the kind of person she's afraid of, Devin continued. So I stay calm. Even when it's hard. Victor wiped his eyes. Your daughter is lucky. I'm the lucky one, Devin said softly. Silence. Comfortable. Understanding. Then Victor straightened. Business mode. But warmer. I want to offer you a position. Chief Information Security Officer. You'll build a team. Set protocols. Report directly to me. Devin blinked. What? The salary is $240,000. Plus equity. Flexible hours. You can pick up your daughter. Be there for her. And you'll have real authority to protect this company the right way. Devin couldn't speak. His throat tight. Why me? He finally asked. Victor smiled. Small but genuine. Because you had access to everything. Every file. Every password. Every secret. And you chose to protect us instead of destroy us. That's not just skill. That's character. He leaned forward. I've spent years trusting no one. And it almost cost me everything. You showed me that trust isn't about finding perfect people. It's about finding good people. People who do the right thing even when no one's watching. Devin felt something break inside his chest. The weight he'd been carrying for 6 years. The shame. The doubt. The fear that he'd never be anything more than the guy who got blamed. But then his phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. Devin Rivers. It's been a long time. We need to talk. Director Sarah Paulson, Horizon Defense Systems. Devin's blood went cold. Horizon Defense. The company that destroyed him. He showed Victor the text. Victor's face hardened. What do they want? I don't know. Don't respond. Not yet. Let me make some calls first. 2 days later, Victor called Devin back to his office. This time, a woman was sitting in the guest chair. Late 50s. Gray hair pulled back. Sharp eyes. Government ID clipped to her blazer.
Devin Rivers. I'm Director Sarah Paulson. Horizon Defense Systems. Devin's jaw tightened. I remember you. You're the one who fired me. She nodded. I know. And I'm here to apologize. Devin stared at her. Silent. Sarah continued. 6 years ago, you reported a security breach. We didn't believe you. We accused you instead. We were wrong. She slid a folder across the desk. 3 months ago, we finally caught him. Thomas Brennan. Senior Systems Administrator. He'd been selling classified access for 8 years. Including the year you worked there. Devin opened the folder. Photos. Evidence. Arrest records. You were right, Sarah said quietly. And we destroyed you for it. The breach you found. It was real. Thomas created it. When you reported it, he panicked. Convinced us you were the threat. We believed him. Her voice cracked. I'm sorry, Devin. We failed you. The investigation is closed. Your record is cleared. And Horizon wants to offer you your old position back. With back pay. And a formal apology. Devin sat there. Stunned. 6 years. 6 years of shame. Of being the scapegoat. Of thinking maybe he was wrong. And now this. He looked at Victor. Then back at Sarah. I appreciate the apology. But I already have a job. Sarah blinked. What? Devin stood. I don't need Horizon anymore. I have a daughter who needs me here. And I have a company that actually values me. He looked at Victor. I accept your offer, Mr. Kane. Chief Information Security Officer. I'm in. Victor stood. Extended his hand. Thank you for saving us. For saving me. They shook hands. But it felt like more than that. It felt like two people who understood what it meant to be broken. And what it took to heal. 6 months passed. Devin had an office now. 40th floor. Glass walls. View of Lake Michigan. Nothing fancy. But it was his. He still dressed simply. Still helped the IT team when they were short-handed. But everything was different. He picked up Maya every day at 3 p.m. No more rushing. No more panic. Just dad and daughter time. She started at a better school. Made friends. Her drawings covered his office walls. Victor changed too. He stopped snapping at people. Started listening more. Created a new company policy. Disagree in private. Never humiliate in public. Put it on every conference room wall. A reminder for himself most of all. The Titan Core merger went through successfully. Sterling Tech grew. But it grew differently. With more trust. Less fear. Then came the moment that showed how much had changed. New employee. Young guy. Nervous. Called to fix a projector in the executive conference room. He fumbled with cables. Tried different connections. The screen flickered on. For a brief second, confidential slides appeared. The kid's eyes accidentally swept across the screen. The entire room held its breath, waiting for Victor to explode. Victor looked at the screen. Looked at the kid. His face pale with fear. Victor smiled. Gentle. Calm. Don't worry. If you were here to steal secrets, you wouldn't be fixing the projector. The kid exhaled. Relieved. Grateful. Devin stood in the corner, watching. He caught Victor's eye. Both of them smiled. That mercy. That grace. It came from the lesson Victor learned. The lesson Devin taught him without trying. After the meeting, they walked to the elevator together. You've changed, Devin said. Victor nodded. You showed me that strength isn't about making people fear you. It's about staying calm when you have every reason not to. Maya taught me that, Devin said. I'm just passing it on. The elevator doors opened. Before stepping in, Victor turned. You know what the difference is between you and Vanessa? Devin shook his head. She had access to everything and chose to take. You had access to everything and chose to protect. That's not about skills or systems. That's about who you are when no one's watching. Devin smiled. My daughter is always watching. Even when she's not there. Victor laughed. Real. Warm. Maya's lucky to have you. I'm lucky to have her. The doors closed. Devin headed home. On time. Like always. That night, Maya asked him about his day. Daddy, did anyone yell at you today? He smiled. Kissed her forehead. No, sweetheart. Not today. Not anymore. She hugged him tight. Good. Because you're the best daddy in the world. And in that moment, Devin knew. Everything he'd lost. Everything he'd survived. It all led here. To this moment. This life. This little girl who made him want to be better. The calm reply didn't just change a boardroom. It changed 2 lives. And saved 2 hearts from their own fear. Some words come from fear. And some replies come from the calm of someone who's been hurt before. Power makes us think that yelling is strength. But real strength. Real strength is staying calm when you've been disrespected. One black single dad's calm reply didn't just save a company from betrayal. It saved a frozen heart from its own fear. Because sometimes the quietest answer is the loudest truth. If this story moved you, if you believe that calmness and integrity can change everything, drop a comment below. And subscribe for more stories that prove dignity is stronger than power.